Blah blah.
Bye.
I have arrived. We have arrived, and we are playing a game called Interrogation, which I thought looked pretty fucking cool. What the store page says, goddamn tigers.
Ooh.
God damn it, tigers. But what this says is, as a police detective tasked with bringing down a dangerous terrorist group, you fight on 2 fronts, interrogating suspects and managing your team and its reputation. With time running out, how far will you go to stop these criminals? Manipulation? Threats? Even torture? Do the ends justify the means? So, we're playing this game. Hey, how are you? I'm okay, how are you? So we're gonna go detective mode. We're gonna go down the middle. Ooh, god damn it, Rain. ニカニカニあなたハトにニカニカニニカとタカウェソニカニカニカニカバイトラブニカ Are you happy with yourself?
I'm very happy with myself.
Okay, look, we have an interview. Welcome. This will be the first drilled session of the investigative interview and interrogation techniques course. We'll be bringing in a subject. They're a trained actor, but should be fully in character for the duration of the interview. I'm considered invisible and inaudible by the actor, but I'll be guiding you along. Before the interrogation, the first thing you should do is consult the subject's file. This should give you vital insights onto the case, helping you to identify what information or confession needs to be extracted. Douglas Bird is played by an actor. As per the instructor's directions, treat the actor the same as you would a real subject. Mr. Bird, despite coming from a well-off parents, is taken to bike theft. We've plenty of circumstantial evidence because none of it's direct. However, we need to leverage all leads in order to get a full confession. Douglas Bird is our main subject for several bicycle thefts at the local university campus. Several eyewitnesses confirmed his description. We also have CCTV footage showing a masked figure matching the suspect's description, jumping on an unsupervised bicycle and riding out fast. He is currently listed as unemployed, living in a rented apartment paid for by his parents. His criminal record's clean, but he's known to be friends with several narcotics abusers, as well as a roommate who is a suspected marijuana dealer. Oh shit. Alright.
Weed.
When you're done checking the files, you can bring in the subject. Be careful though, now is not the case. But when it is a time-sensitive situation, this is when the clock is ticking. Bring them in. So why do you steal bikes? Let's talk about you writing a confession. We both need to come on. First things first, just try and straight up ask him. You can check the accusation question every now and then to get a sense of whether or not you're close to a confession. So why do you steal bikes, Douglas? Huh? I still know bikes, brosive. Right, so that surprisingly didn't work. We need to get the subject in the right mindset to get his answers. How do we do that? We have to follow tools in which we use to see what state the subject is in. This shows us how open the subject is. By looking at the pupil dilation corroborated with a few other signals, the wider the pupils are, the more open the subject is. The meter tells us how scared the subject is. By measuring pulse as well as other bodily symptoms, the quicker the heart rate, the more scared the subject is. Now you can influence these meters in all sorts of ways, from building a personal connection to exploiting their background, from cornering them into contradictions to roughing them up. Let's try to build a connection first, though. Be careful. Some questions will alienate the subject instead of bringing them closer. Other questions will seem disingenuous if they approach too suddenly. You'll probably want to start off as soft as possible. Eluded, what's the matter? They cut you off? Saw you fireworks eluded. You still for fun? Hey, living's expensive. I know. I used to crack payphones when I was a teen. Can't believe they have me chasing bikes. Why can't people just lock them up proper? Start as soft as possible, so can't believe they have me chasing bikes, right? That's soft. That's not accusatory, right?
It's a little accusatory. Start off with a joke.
Like this one?
Hey, living's expensive, yeah.
Psh, fucking doubt it. He's not buying it yet. Try opening up yourself when questioning the subject, then try this again. So can't believe they have me chasing bikes. Why can't people lock in proper? It's fucking stupid, man. Wasted taxpayers' money and all that. Not get close to the subject. Living's expensive. Word. That's thug. Okay? We have him opening up some good. That's why the meter is now showing a wider circle than at the beginning. Now let's see if we could try to scare him. You want to intimidate, but don't jump off big threats right out the back. Don't be afraid to ask a question more than once. Asking again with the subject in a different state or with new information on the table can yield new results. Maybe, do you know how many months you do for bike theft? Maybe?
Maybe, yeah.
Because I feel like this is saying, like, you fucking did it. I can only help you if you tell me that you did it, though. But, like, he hasn't said anything to insinuate that he might have even remotely done it yet.
Yeah.
So maybe this one, right? This is saying, huh, you're fucking tough. You're going in prison, buddy. No. So I guess, and this is insinuating that he does drugs, which he said nothing about yet, right? So you know how many months you do for them? Nah, man, I ain't worried about that. So there are signs of fear. We're onto something. So he's getting some fear. I guess now the you're tough would work, right? Because he's like, I'm not worried about that. I mean, you're tough. You'll be fine in prison, I'm sure. Maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, that would work.
What? You don't do time for snatching bikes, do you? My dad works for senator. I'll be fine. Sometimes the talk reveals new information that you can further pursue. Oh, you think this senator will risk his career for the sake of a bike snatching kid? Really? Probably not. Shit. Let's put him in a good place to negotiate. If we don't have a deal, then you were found guilty. It's absolutely prison time, but I can only give you a deal if you plead guilty. But, like, I mean, what would a deal be? Well, it's much faster right now. Okay, now this is off the record, but I want you to know your options. At any time, stop the recorder tracking your questioning. Oh, shit. This will make people suspicious. The public will ask about what happened when the recording stopped. You'll be accused, but ultimately it's your word against theirs. In a pinch, though, it's something to consider. You have means of enhanced interrogation that can get a subject scared faster. Try a couple out. The actor will just pretend to be hurt. Oh my god. So I can fucking tase them. Say it to my face or punch a wall. Oh no, maybe they'll open more when they're pinned up. Oh! Rain.
Yeah.
So I can fucking tase them. I can pin them up against the fucking wall. I require your full attention? Or I can choke them a bit.
Kinky. Sorry, what?
Doing this closest them off, but as you can see, now they're terrified. Be aware that if you continue roughing them up, they might pass out. Start the recorder once again once you're done. Sometimes you'll be interrogating against the clock. When that's the case, keep your eye on the timer. Sometimes you'll be interrogating more than one guy. Switch between rooms and make sure to cross-reference the info they gave you. Anyway, you get to keep your manual after you finish the academy. It's great for refreshing your memory about what you learned today. Now, let's wrap this up. We're ready to get a confession with the accusation question. What would like that involved, though? We almost got him, we just have to press him the right way. There are ways in which you can press an open subject and other ways you can press a terrified one, like this one. Listen, you'll be fine. We'll help you compensate the victims, make things right. Ready to sign a confession? Wasn't me, man. Nah. Shit. He hasn't seemed to empathize that. You might need something harder. Fuck me, shit, alright. Fuck it, alright, I'll sign. Mission accomplished. Report my findings. I feel like I'm gonna be too nice for this.
You just gotta be rude.
Hey, I need you to come in on a case. Fisher's brought in a set of guys. They're in interrogation rooms. Hey, we have Vic's husband, the only witness, and the robber that broke in. We need your question of magic in there, a confession, because all we have is circumstantial. You in? Yes, sir. So, the story is the Cox broke in with armed in a low cowl piece, holding this Peterson up and tying him to the chair. Wife comes in, jumps for the phone. Cox drops her with 2 shots to the back before bolting. We have the gun. No prints. This Peterson was as cool as cucumber. His wife's body just lying there in the other room. Managed to track down and also grab Cox. Street context help. But we still don't have a clear picture of the murder. Check out the files. Grill them cross-examination. Get me a confession. You have this. Oh god, Rain. It's easy for you to chat on Discord along with the streaming? Yeah? At least with the people who's in. Okay, so here's our next case, okay? Heather Peterson was murdered in her living room in front of her husband, Daryl Peterson. He was found tied down in a chair in the same room. He claims a burglar broke in and armed with a low-caliber gun threatened them, tied them up, and subsequently shot Miss Peterson as she tried to use her cell phone. Using the description provided and a tip from the local pawn shop, we managed to track down the burglar, one Jerry Munch Cox, and apprehended him. The gun was found outside the building near the fire escape. The thief used to enter and leave the premise. The evidence of the burglary is clear, but we still don't have a full picture of what the murder, which Munch strongly denies committing, complicates things, is Mr. Daryl Patterson's attitude. The first detective on the scene described him as disturbingly serene. Our best hope of closing the case fast and clean is an admission of guilt. Munch and Peterson both have held for questioning. He may be tasked with extracting a thing. Alrighty. So, let's see. So we have two suspects right now, right? We have Jerry Cox. Yeah. Jerry Cox, alias Munch, has been identified as the burglar who broke into the Petersons' apartment the night of the murder. His criminal record is quite colorful and includes car theft, pickpocketing, burglary, and credit card fraud. A high school dropout with no current employment, Munch is well known to the local police as a troublemaker. He's the main subject and has been directly accused of tying down the couple and shooting the wife, possibly impulsively under stress, when she reached for her phone. While circumstantial evidence and the husband's testimony points to Munch as the murderer, it's not sufficient of a conviction. He does not have a past record of violent crime of any sort. Munch has previously taken plea bargains and perhaps can be pressured into doing so again. I don't think he fucking killed her. I think her husband killed her after he broke in or some shit. Right?
That's always what everyone suspects the first time, yeah.
True, but he has literally no record of being violent. Like, can somebody who steals credit card shit actually kill somebody? I mean, they could, probably, but, you know. Now it's time for Daryl. Daryl Peterson is the husband of the victim. Although we usually avoid involving family members of the recently deceased in an investigation, he is the sole witness to be interviewed. Peterson's reports so far have been accurate and led to the arrest of the burglar and the main suspect of the murder, Jerry Munch Cox. However, the police officers of the first unit at the scene reported Peterson displaying unusual calm and composure. This is a suspicious degree of detachment for someone emerging from such a traumatic and stressful situation. This raises some concerns here. Peterson has a clear record and there's no evidence that points towards any wrongdoing on his part. I don't like him. I don't care if he did or not, I don't like him. Wait, I just now noticed. Turtle, goddammit. Turtle redeem the... Yeah, that's the best we can do.
Wow.
Alright. Let's talk about the burglary. Let's talk about the murder of Miss Peterson. Just be honest, who killed Mr. Peterson? Let's talk about yourself, Mr. Cox. Oh. Razor Breeze says, hi, Razor Breeze! What's up? Hi! So we have Razor in here. Oh, hi, DB. You see Mr. Cox and I here. Yeah, you know, don't ask questions, okay? What were you guys doing? Were you guys having fun with shit? So we're playing a game called Greetings from South Korea. Oh yeah, Turtles in South Korea.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I forgot about that too. So we're playing a game called Interrogation. We're essentially an interrogator. And we're supposed to kind of get confessions out of people. And we might have to manipulate them, we might have to scare them, whatever it may be. But we're gonna kind of try to get these people to confess to crimes. Or find out the truth of what happened. You were playing Starfield, had a bit of a problem, thanks for the follow. Oh god, where's Zug when you need him to?
God, because he's a little addicted to Starfield.
Tigers and Zug play a lot of Starfield. Awesome, we didn't forget you. We just forgot you were going to South Korea, okay?
Yeah. I was just talking about how I start liking onions now. Like, turtles, right? It's like, I kind of want to just, like, bite into an onion.
Fuck that. Okay, Foods, bear back. Of course, have fun. Go get your food. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. We just started this interrogation, so you guys can catch up if you guys want to at all. There's essentially this dude named Cox. He broke into a house and is being accused of murdering Mrs. Peterson. He has a history in robbing people, but he has no violent background. And then there's Mr. Peterson, who is oddly calm when the police came in to investigate shit. Especially for somebody whose just wife was murdered before their eyes sort of thing. But he also has no criminal background or anything like that. So I'm going to interrogate them both. and see if we can find the truth. So, where do you work? Do you have any friends or family? This is not first crime, is it? Should we notify them of your arrest? Nah, no work around for me, unless you like bringing food to rich people's tables, and I don't like that. I'm too smart for it, you know? Okay. So you say you're currently, do you have any friends or family? They state sadness seeping through their voice. Don't you drag him into this, but I've got a cousin, he's probably worried about me. Don't drag him into this. So he wouldn't want us to track him down, right? So very well, if you write down his phone number or address, we'll make sure he knows you're safe. Thanks, Chief, but I'd rather he not get into trouble looking for me. Just leave him out of this, okay? Are you from the city? Born and raised in this piss hole? Yeah. I like to think of it now, you know? This isn't your first crime, is it? Why, you want to send me to prison for the old ones again? What made you turn to crime? What else do you want, Chief? A sob story? It's pretty easy. I wanted to eat and didn't have food. Others had food. Or TVs that you can sell for food. You've already, let me talk to Daryl Peterson, too. Let's talk a bit about you, Daryl. I don't know if this is the best time to get acquainted, but ask away. Do you have any family to help you get through these tough times? No, I don't think this will be any relevant to your investigation. Have you taken leave from work to deal with this? He probably hasn't. Are you sure you don't want to help us? Contacting to help you during the tough times? A few hours must be hard. How are you handling the loss? We have to move on, don't we? We're doing the best we can to make sure the culprit will be put into pies, but I need your help to do that. Miss Saint-Con, do you care that little? I need your help to do that. That's good to hear. Thank you. I hope I can help. Alright. Have you left work to deal with this? There's no need for that. They fired me months ago. Oh. Why did you get fired? I worked there for 6 years, but the boss wanted to hire cheaper labor. You know how these big corporations are. Soulless. A lot of them. So your wife was the primary earner? Well, yes, if you want to put it like that. She was quite proud of it too. Rubbed him in the face with every opportunity she had. Aha! So he's mad at his wife. Where did you used to work? I'm a carpenter by trade. I used to work at a Hun Kalit, a nearby furniture factory. As I said, loss is difficult. Let me know. I told you I'm holding it together so I can assist you. Ask some questions about your wife. She was such an angel. What do you want to know? Did she get along with her colleagues? From what I know, yes. She never told me any serious arguments anyway. Any neighbors she wasn't on good terms with? No. She even organized a gardening group with a few of them. They planted these nice flowers in front of the house. Do you think anyone would hate her enough to plan on harming her? What? Of course not. That bastard that broke into our home didn't know either of us. Should I accuse him of being stupid? Sure. These sort of people just don't think straight. They just can't. Too dumb for it. Probably why you ended up a criminal to begin with. Shit. So how are things in your marriage? We've been married for almost 7 years. Now, it had its ups and downs, as you expect, so I understand that you and your wife had frequent arguments. My father does not say, but do you have any children? No children. What a waste of time, don't you think? Yes, many fights started with her criticizing me, especially about not having a job. She constantly blamed me for it, as if the current state of job market didn't matter one bit. So you and your wife argued often, and she blamed you for being fired. She was relentless about it, mostly blamed me for wouldn't believe that my boss was a bastard and that he had it in for me. Women like her always think they know everything. How common were these arguments? It came to a point that we couldn't even be in the same room without fighting. Even tonight. She even started one tonight over some stupid stain over her shirt. It must have been so frustrating for her, constantly pestering. Yeah, I guess it was. I just had enough, you know? You've been with someone for years, you'd expect some respect by that point and some consideration, but no. She could be such a shrew sometimes, I'm telling you. So that is why you seem so composed about the situation. You actually hated her. I did, yes. I'm not happy that she died, but I can't help but feel relieved that she won't be blaming me for all the things that went wrong. What you and your wife doing the night before it all happened? Fighting, as I told you. We were supposed to go out for dinner, but she came home from work late. I was annoyed by this. It started with a few ironic jabs, but it quickly escalated and we argued for an hour, I think. Were the doors locked, the lights on? Yes, the doors were locked and the lights were on in the living room. All I can do now is make sure the bastard gets what he deserves. I hope he hangs. God damn! Why didn't you leave anymore? As I said, we got into an argument. Could anyone have thought you intended to leave the house? Well, as I said, we didn't intend to leave, but I can't really tell who might have known that. Okay, what do you want to know? Did you hear the burglar coming to the house? No, not really. We were arguing quite loudly. When and where did you first see him? When he entered the living room. Where were you and your wife when you first saw him? We were in the living room. Is this relevant to the investigation? It is. At what point did the burglar pull his gun out? He had his gun out when he burst in. How did you react when he saw the gun? I put my hands up, of course. I told him that he could take whatever he wanted as long as he didn't hurt us. Did you provoke him in any way? Threaten him at all? Look, bastards like him are the reasons I keep a gun. They deserve a bullet in the head, nothing less. But I didn't threaten him in any way. Why did he tie you down? I guess he was scared. I would try to fight him off. Did he also want to tie down your wife? Yes. He was telling her to sit down when she darted towards the phone. That's when he shot her. Okay. You say you own a gun. You're not registered as a gun owner. The state's legislation doesn't say I need to register. I bought it at a gun fair anyway. What about it? Why didn't you try to use the gun in self-defense? I couldn't reach it in time. I was even waiting for an opportunity to test my aim on filth like him. So you were prepared for such an event? Of course I was. The way things are going in the city, everyone should be prepared. You're an officer. You know how dangerous the streets have become, with all the crackheads and crazy hobos. You need to be ready. Have the stomach to shoot even yourself. Do you think you would have been able? Most people don't wish they had an opportunity to test their... What if you killed the burglar? Then there would be one less piece of trash walking in the streets. If most people would be willing to stand up, the streets would be much safer. So you say you could not reach your gun in time. As obvious, yes. Otherwise that scumball would not be alive now. So he was hiding the fact that he owns a gun. Quite harsh views you have, Mr. Pearson. Do you really think the burglar deserves to die? Hell yes! With some people there's no alternative. You have to take things into your own hands and get tough. Only way this world will ever be a better place is if honest people stand up with force, if necessary. Vigilante justice. You think that's the solution? There's so much filth out there, and the system that's supposed to clean it is dirty. If honest people like you and me don't take action, the filth will only drown us all. It's the only solution. Just you and me. That wouldn't change much, don't you think? There's so many of us out there who think like this. We found each other online, like-minded people, willing to take up responsibility to do the right thing. We. Are you talking about a political platform? No, politics is their game. If we play by their rules, we lose because it's a rigged game. We need to short-circuit the whole system, shake up the entire establishment. That takes a coordinated effort. How will that happen, though? And there's this group I'm talking about. We mostly meet online, forums, boards, chat rooms. It's a great tool to organize ourselves, plan things out. What sorts of plans? I don't know for sure. I don't have the rights to the chat room where things are organized, but it will certainly be big. Why don't you have access to that chat? You need to show some commitment beforehand and be a part of the group for a while. I asked for access. I'm sure I'll get it soon. Who has access? The chat rooms are anonymous, of course. We know each other by our IDs. Mostly veteran people who have involved for a long time. They assign a mentor to new people. Mine is Horn Bunny 49. Silly name, I know. What needs to be discussed in such secrecy? I don't know for sure, but it's the place where they assign actual tasks instead of meetings. Things are picking up recently. It's all very exciting to be part of the Libertarian Front. Libertarian Front? That's the group's name? No one voted or anything. It's just what we've called it. I've heard enough. I want some links to the forum. I'll give them to you after we're done here. Who has access then? Okay. So he's in like a vigilante group or some shit.
Seems so, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk to him again. Right? You've already been convicted once and did your time. Why do it again? I was put in the box for car theft, Chief. I didn't do that again, so I don't know what you're talking about. I understand your difficulties, but a woman was murdered this time. Help me get to the bottom of this. Sure, I'll help you. I didn't do it. Case closed. Are you or have you ever been part of any criminal group? What? Of course not. Gangsters are a dangerous bunch to be around. Not my cup of tea. So about your past crimes, you know. Have you heard about the Libertarian Front? The gang or something? Nope, never heard of them. Let's talk about the burglary. I don't get what this stuff's about. It ain't like I got much out of it. Why'd you choose this house specifically? There wasn't anything special about it. It had a fire escape ladder, the open window, and no lights on. So they're giving different...
No lights.
Yeah.
They are giving different things.
Were you aware that the couple was supposed to leave their house that night? No? How could I have known that? Do you think I stalked them or something? What did you use to break the window? I didn't break no window. It was wide open. Your tricks don't work on me, Chief. I'm too smart for that. Aha!
Dumbass.
Were they aware that there were people inside? How could I have known about that? I don't have cameras in people's toilets like you do. Did you hear what they were fighting about? What do you think I am, man? The CIA? You tell me they were fighting about? I got my ass out of there as soon as I noticed someone was in the house. But they were home. Did you see them? I bolted back down the ladder before I could see anyone. We know you stole things. You didn't just run away. Ah, shit, fine. Yeah, the bedroom was empty, so I jumped in. So if they weren't in the bedroom, when did you notice them? After I jumped in, I heard voices in the apartment somewhere. Sounded like they were fighting or something. And did you hear what they were fighting about? Told ya, I didn't stay and listen. I'm no perv. Why did you get risked if you didn't know if there were people inside? Yeah, I wouldn't. I didn't do it. What did you take? Just some use of small trees. It was the only thing around. I don't get what the big deal is. At what point did you run away? As soon as I figured they were home, I jumped back out and let the fire escape ladders. I was inside for more than, I don't know, 5 minutes. Am I not gonna ask about the fact that he was fucking tied up? Right? Can I not ask about, like, oh, he was fucking tied up, right?
You should be able to, though.
Like, where? Oh, there it is. There it is. Did you know the Petersons before the event? Like, the only Peterson I know sells groceries back in my neighborhood, so, no, I don't know the Petersons. Never did. I don't even know what they look like. Did you feel threatened by the couple? I'm sure they're nice people, but I haven't seen them, spoken to them, or even sent them a text. That's a long way saying no. The gun that shot Miss Peterson was found near the fire escape ladder that you used. Someone must have dropped it or something. I told you. I know nothing about the murder. How can I know that the gun's not yours? I don't know, man. What about the whole innocent until proven guilty thing? How have you ever owned a gun? I don't touch 'em, Chief. You said you live in a bad neighborhood, though. Don't you own one for self-defense? Listen, Chief, in my hood, people with guns shoot other people with guns. You don't have one, you're safe. Well, a bit safer. You say the weapon's not yours? Have you ever owned a gun? Told ya, guns from trouble, I would never put my hands on one. Chief, ask anyone, go search my house, do whatever you want. I never had a gun. I don't even know how to use one. Anyone could have dropped it there. Let's talk some more about the gun. I'm gonna repeat myself. And somebody... Okay, no. We found the husband tied down. He claims you did that. What? That lying shitlump? Do you think I carry rope around just in case? Nah, I'm not into that shibari stuff. The woman shot in the back in cold blood. And you think I did that? Come on, be reasonable. If that was guns blazing motherfucker, wouldn't I at least take out their TV on the some way out? Maybe you panicked and pulled the trigger. What trigger? Panicked by what? You ain't pinning this on me no matter how hard you try. Did you happen to see anybody else around the house when you were there? I didn't see anyone. The street was empty. I ran away as soon as I heard voices inside. So no family or friends? Just my cousin done after him. He did nothing wrong. Past crimes. I don't want to piss him off. I don't think he fucking did it. Quite honestly, I think it was fucking this piece of shit.
Thing is, he's being very, like, straight to the point. He's not really...
Should I be mean? Should I start being mean? Did you do anything to let off some steam? The work kept me busy until I got fired. More recently, I spent time practicing my aim. It's quite relaxing. I used to take my gun to a nearby field and shoot some bottles when my wife is away at work.
He's constantly talking about shooting guns. He
Right?
just seems sus.
What did your wife think about these online friends of yours? She did not approve. It gave her another reason to criticize me. All those arguments.
Hi, Elbows.
Hi, old boys. That's not
Well,
concerning
Mara.
enough, of course. So, can't imagine myself ever getting married. Cool. I don't really care. Okay, fuck you too, bitch. So, what did you say you were doing the night before it all happened? We already know. Let's go back to the incident's timeline a bit. Munch claims he doesn't own a gun, and there's no evidence tying him to one. Well, he's
Jason.
clearly lying. Or perhaps he stole mine. I kept it in the bedroom.
It's just like... suspicious. It's crazy. Like, it's crazily fucking suspicious. Like...
So he's pretty agreeable right now, right?
Well, he's just... he's just talking, trying to get out, you know? He's just...
I think I've already exhausted all his dialogue for now, at least for his state. And I don't really want to rough him up. I don't want to be that person. Right?
You're a cop. You can do what the fuck you want. Die.
Daryl, honestly, who killed your wife? What do you mean? That damn burglar killed her. To me, it's clear that you have no life for your wife. You resent her. I would go as far to say you hate her. I did hate her. Yes, I hated her arrogance. I hated her friends. I hated her fucking bonsai trees. I hated the disrespect she had for me, but that doesn't mean I would ever hurt her. Even more that night, you had a huge argument, and you also saw a huge opportunity to blame the murder on the burglar you spotted coming in. Is that right? What? How? I mean... made it quite clear that you see violence as a solution, Mr. Peterson. You talked with your friends online about it. You have the means and the motive to do. If you say believe in justice, as you say, confess. Mr. Peterson, have you on record saying that you hated your wife and that you planned dangerous activities online. If you don't confess, I'll make sure that you're convicted for terrorist incidents. I say, if you believe in this justice as you claim, confess. She should have treated me with more respect. She deserved it. And so does my stupid boss and so many others. If I don't do things in our own hands, nothing will ever change. I thought you understood that too. So I got a fucking confession, and it was this piece of fucking shit husband. With the confession secured, Daryl Peterson will be going to jail for a long time. What is this Libertation Front business, though? Good work in there. I have something important I need to discuss with you. But before that, I need you to finish a press release we're putting out about this case. Help them word it. Then come see me. Okay. The investigation involving the murder of Heather Peterson was concluded today, which resulted in the arrest of Daryl Peterson, 41, and Jerry Cox, 26. All evidence pertaining to the case has been directed to the relevant authorities and the full cooperation of the Council of STPD Prosecutor Council. They will be treated following judicial procedure and their cases will be taken into account. The criminals have been incarcerated. They will be treated following judicial procedure. Daryl Peterson, not initially subject, the main suspect, the victim's husband. The victim's husband confessed to the murder during questioning, although he initially tried to hide his involvement by staging a violent robbery. Evidence he found at the scene contradicted parts of his description of the event. The police will be advancing charges of voluntary manslaughter, first-degree murder. What's the difference of voluntary manslaughter and first-degree murder?
Oh god, I know it. I just can't think of it right now.
Let me just Google this. Voluntary manslaughter versus first degree. Okay, so manslaughter is essentially there was no prior planning, right? So I think this was manslaughter because he didn't mean to kill her now, right? He just saw an opportunity and immediately took it, right?
Loses control due to provocation or temporary emotional instability, whilst murder is the act of killing someone with malice or forethought.
It's hard to say because, for example, he might not have killed her if the person didn't break in, right? So, like, it's not like he planned in advance, oh, I'm going to kill her tonight. It was a case of, this is an opportunity, I'm going to do it.
He took the opportunity that arose, so it's more so voluntary manslaughter.
Yeah.
He acted out of emotion. Whilst murder would have been...
Oh, yeah, in the middle of an argument, too. Due to the confession, the manslaughter charges against Jerry Cox has been dropped, and he will only face prosecution for breaking and entering and theft. His involvement in creating the circumstances for the murder to happen will be investigated further. Evidence suggests he has no violent intent and no connection to the murder. I'll say this one. Continue. Pick an old memory. Oh shit. What? You know, you always follow the procedure and are known for subjects have more empathy towards you, but you have trouble frightening them and cannot use enhanced interrogation. You have mastered the use of threats and silence to cow your subjects. A dog that barks at the dog and sufficiently boiled. Reading reactions and emotional states is a science to you. You have an exact evaluation in numbers of how fearful and empathetic your subjects are. Ooh. You have more time to interrogate but cannot access files during or before interrogations? No. You have keenly studied extremist ideology and may use that knowledge when talking to people with radical convictions. What does that mean?
It's like, you know, the guy.
Like how he had a really extremist view?
Yeah, because he's like in this group.
That might be the most useful.
I think that's what they mean with it.
That might be the most useful.
Yeah.
Without having any solid downsides of it, right? Let's select this one.
Yeah.
Continue. The Libertarian Front business you got out of Peterson. It seems to be pretty serious stuff. They've been claiming more and more hits and seem to be behind things like assaults on politicians. They appear to be expanding their operation chiefly in our city. So I've talked it over with the powers that be and decided you would be the best person for the job. You'd be heading up a small unit to combat these guys. We're pulling out some of the best people from other departments to work with you. Not gonna lie, this unit will mean all eyes will be on you. Try and keep everyone happy. But most importantly, stop these bastards. Rest up. See you tomorrow. Congratulations on your new assignment, Detective. Let me introduce you to some of the people you'll be working with. This is Tab Thompson, analyst extraordinaire. I look forward to addressing the threat of the Libertarian Front with you, Detective. This is Jennifer Reyes, Organized Crime Department's best. Delighted, Detective. Mordecai Fisher, who we pulled from Homicide, will also be joining you out in the field. I'll leave you to it. Shall we head out and talk some shop over at Hennigan's? The meeting room is not being used. Let's take to the meeting room.
Yeah.
It's more private, right?
Bit, yeah.
We've got some live action, boss. Morty's out there with some badges grabbing our 3 suspects for what that horn bunny might be. I do what Mr. Fisher practices for Saint. I know him to be rather abrasive when bringing people in. I'm sure Morty means well. Well, the terrorists are wrong in the newsroom. Procedure's important and innocent until proven guilty. I'm going to get the rooms ready. There's an update being pushed to the chat room software. Darn. It seems that the Libertarian Front have found out about our move. They've triggered the relocation of passwords for the chat room. It's a matter of minutes before the current password becomes useless. We need to acquire a new one ASAP. They're here. Get ready to interrogate them. We'll line up the files. Alright. Libertarian Front is plotting online. Use password-protected forums and chat rooms. There are members hiding behind anonymous handles. Following Peterson's trip, we tacked them down to the main chat room they use, a server dedicated to pet care. We've recently seen traffic spikes in one of the special access private rooms, and we suspect something major is happening. We've managed to find a username that has special permissions required to access most of the private channels in this room, HornBunny49. Now we need the password. Using IP tracking, we've managed to narrow down the user ID to 3 possible individuals. None of them admit to being HornBunny49, and as such are now being held for further questioning. The Libertarian Front caught wind of our inquiries, initiating a mass reset of passwords and access permissions. We'll only have minutes to find the password that gives us access to their conversations. Number 1, Daniela O'Donnell has one of the IPs that might have belonged to Libertarian Front member using the HornBunny49 handle on the Pet Care chat room. Diana is what we call an alternative model, doing modeling work as well as occasional acting under the job under the name of Sabrina Jones. She dropped out of medical school and was a nightclub entertainer in the past. Several unknown associates have suspected her or charged her with narcotics-related offenses. She hosts a blog that regularly critiques modern lifestyle trends. Tattoos, cartoon rabbit on the back, not a tramp stamp on the lower back. Michael Lemon has one of the IPs that might have belonged to the Libertarian Front using HornBunny handle, and Michael works as a pet stylist working for a boarding clinic and a salon that he co-owns. A humanities graduate, and he's an aficionado of the city's underground theater scene, a card-carrying member of the Democracy Party. Fred Ennis has one of the IPs that might belong to Fred works as a risk analyst on a major bank. Thrice divorced, he practices airsoft and plays field tennis. He has repeatedly threatened to sue us while we're holding him for question. Great. Okay, so we have nightclub entertainer in the past, current alternative model that critiques modern lifestyle trends. We have a Democrat who works as a pet stylist, and he's a humanities graduate, aware of the underground theater scene. And then we have a risk analyst for a major bank, screaming about being sued. He's been divorced 3 times. He plays airsoft and field tennis. Okay. Bring him in. Hi, Miss O'Donnell. Fine. I understand that you have questions about a chat room? Yes, lives are at stake and need you help and fast with some answers, please. I'll do my best. You have a tattoo of a rabbit. We're looking for a HornBunny49. Any connections? I have a lot of tattoos, honey. No connection. You know Michael Lemon or Fred Ernest? I know many people, but not those two. So she's already pretty agreeable. He's a little bit less agreeable. And he's even less agreeable. Okay. So how are you, Mr. Lemon? Oh, wonderful, darling. This is exactly my idea of a nice afternoon. Please, time is of the essence. Okay, I'll play nice. Do you know Diana O'Donnell or Fred Ennis? Maybe. Great. Hi, Mr. Ennis. Quite discontent with being dragged here. Excuse my colleagues if they rushed you here, but time is of the essence. Would I prefer that excuse from them? Do you know Diana O'Donnell or Michael Lemon? I don't know either of them. How are you holding up? No. Okay, so let's talk about the pet care room. Yes, sure. Ask some questions about the conversations there. Sure, ask away. How'd you get into the chat room? Oh, you know how these things do. A friend of a friend recommended it to me. What types of discussions were there usually in the room? Oh, there's quite a heated debate about the aggressive character of small dogs. People either hate them or love them. Do you have any pets? No, I don't actually. Oh, that's suspicious, don't you think? To be in a pet care chat room without having pets? It's research for my blog. I liked it. Thanks. Feminism's merits. People should really stop reading blogs. You don't listen, notice anything. And you're observing this group, noticing anything peculiar? Have you ever been online? Peculiarity is a norm, but no, nothing worth mentioning. I put a lot of effort into one. It's a pleasure to write. So did anything catch your eye? Any outliers in this group? Have you been online? Okay, no. Okay. I have questions about some of the nicknames. I'll do my best to remember. What nickname did you use? Mistress Meow. Do you know Horn Bunny 49? Some guy. He tried to hit on me online once. What do you think of the Libertarian Front? They're inconsistent in their ideology and arguing for taking lives is never acceptable regardless of your cause. What would you say it stands for? Just an incoherent, vague sense of antisocial and incompatible values, really. Personal freedom of an absolute form. Isn't that a noble ideal? They stand for equality and absolute form of it. They stand for equality, right? Or personal freedom. They stand for personal freedom, an absolute form of it. Isn't that a noble idea? I guess, but anarchy isn't freedom in my view.
She's practically saying that she doesn't identify with these
ordeals. Let's talk about the pet care.
Yeah.
What a wonderful topic. Go ahead, indeed. Let's talk about the conversations. Our logs show that you spend a lot of time in the chat room. Is that true? I do. So what? Are you a leader of that community? Yes, I actually keep the chat room open on my home computer at all times. What types of discussions are usually going on in there? Depending on the crowd at the time, it can be pretty heated. Oh, the debates is the best conditioner are legendary. How did you get into the chat room? A colleague of mine talked me into it, you see. This was some years ago. Do you have some pets of your own, or do you just want facts? And we are Charles named Botox. Okay. So he's a pet stylist. Pet stylist, like an animal. So does your salon also do coat care? Well, of course, honey. We're serious business. Okay, so let's ask about some of the nicknames. What nickname did you use? Fabulous, amazing princess with dollar signs and everything. Everyone thought I was a girl, though. Never trusted it. Do you know Mistress Meow? Mm-hmm. She's been on the last few months. Do you know Horn Bunny? I don't know them. They must not be important. Okay, now you. Let's talk about pet care room. Fine, I'm curious to see where this is going. Do you have any pets? Muggy, my cat. He's my entire life. Do you prefer cat to human company? Yes, exactly. I just find people very tiring, you know?
Mood.
What nickname did you use? Cat Lover 5. Do you know Mrs. Mao? I might have, yes, approached her. Do you know Prince $? Yeah, some posh gal. Always on about the in it for beauty of curly fur. Gives good tips though. Do you know who Horn Bunny is? I've never seen him around. No.
Okay. But yeah, the hitting on Mistress Meow.
Shit. Okay, fine. It was me. So what? I did nothing wrong. Why would you upfront about your ID? I'm sorry. I didn't know if I could trust you. I apologize. We know you have access to the special room, Horn Bunny. Yes, I do. So what? It's just a private chat room. There's like millions like it out there. Let's talk more about this special room. Why do you care about it so much? Who else has access to this? Friends of mine, like-minded people, animal lovers. None that you would know, though. Was Daryl Peterson part of that special chat room? Listen, we don't use your names. He might have been... Was Mistress Meow part of it? No, she's not interested in that stuff. Was Princess? Princess? Not that I know of. Why the need for such privacy? Sometimes you just need a safe place to vent your ideas. I don't think anyone in that room is actually special. We're all special in a little way, you know? What do you think of the Libertarian Front? I see their points. This world shouldn't be what isn't what it should be. Fair enough, let's talk some more about that. What would you say the Libertarian Front stands for? Terrorism? They stand for personal freedom, absolute form of it. Isn't that a noble idea? Sure is. Do you think it's willing to take violent action? No, nothing like that, I'm sure. Do you know Mike, Diana, O'Donnell? Mike? Nope. 49? Nope. Shit. Oh, we know it's gonna be him. I just want my lawyer. Shit. Hmm. Tell me, what is your role in the Libertarian Front? There we go. It's nothing like that. We're not organized. Things are just getting started.
Things are just getting started, but you're already causing issues, dumbass.
I don't even know if all of them are with the front. What's it planning next? Getting the word out, of course. Well, he's panicking, right? So should I just ask him?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's the password? I think what the Libertarian Front is doing is right. I won't betray them. Pets too. Alright, you're right. I give you the password. Okay, so threatening the pets. Made him do it.
The animals will be hurt. Fine.
We're in. Now we can try and delicately drop some information on the Libertarian Front's plans. Nice. In response to the emergency of the terrorist organization that diverts the recent upsurge in terrorist activity, assembled the Peace and Stability, Retribution and Justice, Truth and Order, Peace and Stability Special Unit to counter this threat. Right? That makes sense, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Because I feel like if I say the specific name, that's going to be iffy, right? So maybe not saying the name. Retribution and Justice sounds too complicated. And that's practically what they're talking about anyway in the group. Truth and Order. It's not really Truth and Order. Peace and Stability. And respective units led to an interview with the individual Fred Innes, a confessed sympathizer of a terrorist cell. 2 other suspects have been interviewed as a part of the same investigation, but they have been released due to a lack of evidence against them. They didn't prove their innocence. They just don't have evidence against them, so due to the lack of evidence against them. Along with this confession, Fred Innes' interview yielded relevant information regarding to the terrorists. The password to a secure chat room is relevant information. They don't need to know too much information, okay? You don't need to publish everything to the public. Great job in there, boss. Now that we're logged in, even for a second, we can analyze what they've been talking about. At a first glance, they seem to be using code words. I can set up a smart algorithm that can detect possible meanings from contextual uses of words. Or I can simply try to figure out directionally. Do both. This will mean both of us will be busy working on this. We may have a hard time responding to other issues that pop up. Let the computer do the work. As a part of leading your team, you'll have to manage budget and assign missions. For budgeting, you'll get about 3,000 with each budget round. You influence your available funds in many ways, and any sums unspent are saved for the next budget round. You can assign available agents to missions on top of their core investigation work for the team. How well they'll do is determined by how motivated they are and how much the task fits the background and expertise. I voted you an outsourced HR report. It's on me. I'll tell you how well the agents might do on the missions. If you don't buy yourself expanded HR reports in the future, you won't know what their likelihood of success will be. Maintaining all facets of the image of your team is key. You need approval, else you'll lose the team. Buying expanded PR reports can help you understand what's causing shifts in your image. All set? Sure, all set. Good luck. Okay, so Pursuit the Informer. Celeste, attack now! She's sleeping. She's like dead asleep.
Keep it that way.
Yeah, keep it that way, right? But yeah, let's go. Well, she's pursuing them. Volunteer in other departments. Help other departments deal with work. By the book. Make sure everything's done by the book. Write up detailed reports. Do paperwork if the department's done. Petitions authority. Oh, so thank you for the bits! Yay! Optimize all you can to get some extra money into the new budget. Go into the field and try to track down an origin of the murder weapon. You get in there. Chat room analysis. Let's do that. Continue. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Order an HR report. Extended PR report. The company of how Keystone. Sure, let's go. We got a reporter in. I'm gonna ask you to try and answer a few questions of his. This is Eddie Walker from the Heraldic. Greetings, officer. Are you ready to get started? I'll leave you to it. Let me clear the room first, make sure we have some privacy. So first things first, how does it feel to be assigned lead to such an important task force? I prefer to stick to discussing technical questions and immerse responsibility, but we'll be putting in the effort every day. If it's police responsibility to be safe again, we've got the best people will deliver. What sort of boss are you to the team? I delegate a lot. I have a great team and they can make trusted good decisions. I follow the well thought out procedures and protocols. I give detailed instructions and inspiring a sense of discipline. I'm sure they're followed to the letter. They can be trusted to make good decisions. Are you and your team prepared to take off on this duty? Yes. We all try our best. We just hope it'll be enough. Why'd you respond like that? You're facing a threat that seems to have significant resources. Can you keep up with them, logistically speaking? Seeing safely restored, yes, I believe we can. Those believe we can't follow the rules. While we do, hopefully the red tape won't cost our lives. So join us to try to create the appearance of wielding more power than they really have. We'll get them. What are these reactions this dude's having? You seeing that? Disarming the ponch game. First step, the only real way to bring. What do they want? I want to get them as little airtime as possible. It's what they want, so no comment on the libertarian front. They have disjointed political ideology that presents a side expression of trying to. How can people at home help the task force? People should support the boys and blues, be vigilant, safe, be alert, and report suspicious behavior immediately. What should I put here, guys? I don't know what's the best thing here.
Do the second one. That's always the basic.
I was like, that's the easiest one.
Yeah.
What time frame are we looking at? When will we be rid of this threat? The point of our actions first to make people safe. We'll do that for as long as we take. We catch these maggots before the end of the year. These are still the initial phase, and we can't share any timeline details, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for the info, for officer. Shit. How did they fail? They had like a 70 to 80% accepted, like, huh? Damn. God damn it. God damn it.
At least authorities like you.
Right? Okay. So hey, boss. Wanted to clear the water with some stuff that I don't know you're even aware of or not. Chief Lucas was looking at the two of us to see who should head up this task force. I guess you're acing that Peterson grill made a done deal, and I can't say I blame the chief for that call. Bullshit rumors fly really easy, so just wanted to reassure you that I'm fully on board, right behind you. After all, the best leaders are also the best followers. Got to hear it, Jen. Let's do good work, whoever's managing this. 10-4, boss. 10-4. My door's always open. Good to know. I'll be at my desk. We have a high probability track. We've decoded probable meanings for many of their terms, enough to understand basic plans. We're dealing with a cell. They're isolated from other cells. And there seems to be a possibility of something happening today, with an over 80% probability, a threat inside the South Bank Mall. An unknown agent called Patsy will be on the lookout in the front of the lone store, guarding some object, possibly an explosive. Shit. Let's get to the cars. We need to canvass that place. We have 3 suspects in custody. One of them can potentially be our perp. The only 3 we know is to linger near the Deathlon store. That is, before the 3 of them got tangled up in an incident and we had to intervene. This is detailed in the file I drafted up on the way here. One of them is working from the Libertarian Front's orders. Has to be. News hit the algorithm indicated a 90% chance that we're dealing with an IED planted in the mall. Sweet baby Jesus. We're on the clock, boss. Lives are at stake. We need to locate the explosive location. Great. So only 3 people present at the location specified by the chat room conversation were brought in for immediate questioning. As our officers were arriving at the scene, 2 of the individuals found at the scene were involved in a conflict. Daniel Wilson, a security guard working with the commercial complex, forcefully apprehended Bakil Medana and exposed that the latter individual carried a concealed firearm. The third individual, Samantha Lowe, was seen talking to Daniel Wilson by agents as they were arriving at the scene just prior to the subsequent conflict between Wilson and Medana. The chat room conversation revealed that at least one of these individuals was due to signal the successful planting of a timed bomb at a nearby location by being present and seen on the walkway. Experts estimate that the location of the bomb must be extracted within minutes if the bomb squad wants to disable this device in time. So dude number 1, Daniel Wilson is a retired Marine. So that immediately makes him a sussy, right? Because a lot of these people are veterans. He takes care of his ailing mother and struggles to keep up with the escalating medical bills. He was operating as a security guard at the location of the incident and is one of the 3 people at the scene who could have planted the bomb. He's the person who apprehended Bakli Meirana, who was attempting to leave the premise. Wilson appears to be a close friend of Samantha Lowe, who was entertaining before getting involved in the incident with Meirana. Wilson frequently visits Christian conservative websites and is an active supporter of gun rights and firmly opposed to political correctness. Samantha Lowe is an interior decorator with an animal rights activist to be wed in a month. ISP enforced tracking shows our IP access Libertarian Front content pertaining to claims of oppression of man and beast. She was engaged in a conversation with Daniel Wilson at the time of the incident. It was one of the only 3 people at the scene. She has an increased premiums on her bed dates and threatens to crash to the mortgage in the flat she shares with her fiancé. Alright, and then there's this dude, Beckham Miranda, arrived in the country on a student visa 7 years ago. He enrolled to study materials engineering, but has no record of attending after his third year at the university. Past the visa's expiration date, he seems to have remained in the country illegally, likely working in the black market. There are very few official records of his activities since. He's been sending regular payments to bank accounts in his home country. He's one of 3 people to specify within the developing situation. Despite being someone to not leave the premise, he attempted to flee. He was stopped and held by Daniel Wilson. So I'm a bit sussy of her, I'm not gonna lie. I'm sussy of her and him. So we'll see. Okay, hints available. Ooh, hints. You should try and find out what the relationship is between the 3 subjects of the scene. Yes. There's a woman with you at the mall. Who is she? Just someone I know from high school. So you know each other? Yeah, we were classmates. She helped me pass chemistry in my senior year. What was she doing there? Just happened to be passing through. What can you tell me about her? Not much. Not really. I don't know anything about all that stuff. Like, not about a guy with a gun? Okay. Some questions about you. Were you and Mr. Wilson family friends when you were teens? No, his mother was very sick and he didn't socialize that much. Didn't interfere with his schooling? Yeah, I tried to help him with the school at work, but he had to work a job too since her insurance didn't cover the cancer treatment. So yeah? Do you... Shit! I didn't mean to click that. Do you know why you're here? Strikes, related information. What did you know suspicious about him? He was being shifty, just that look in your eyes. Don't you ever act on instinct? Instincts are deceitful, I follow rules. I do what's necessary on a case-by-case basis. And I did the same. Why are you acting here? Not call the police. My training kicked in. I thought people were in danger. Well, good work, soldier. You got a bad guy. Thank you. My following is still incomplete. Let's talk to you first a bit. Seems like a threat, but alright. Very well. So he's been very calm. She got a little bit scared and he got a little bit scared, right? He's very calm. What were you doing at the mall? Shopping, as people do. And the gun? I got it for defense. I used to live in a very dangerous neighborhood. You'll be facing charges for illegal should we talk about charging him? If we tell him I'm charging you, he's not going to be willing to comply, right?
He might not comply.
So maybe just saying, we'll just confiscate the gun and not charge you, but you need to help us. Thank you. So he's definitely way more agreeable now. Okay, so why did you run away from the security guard? Maybe because I had an illegal gun for my protection tucked away on me? You know, he has a good point there. Do you know the woman that was with the guard? No idea which woman you're referring to. The guard grabbed me quite suddenly. Tell me about the incident at the mall. With Danny and the guy? Okay. Did you notice anything suspicious about Mr. Midden other than the other man involved in the incident? I only noticed him when Danny already had him pinned down. Why were you and Wilson up on that floor? He said he wanted to talk about something. Confess, I think he said. We never got to it. Ah, so he wanted to confess to her?
Like his love or some shit?
She told me that you wanted to confess something to her. What was she talking about? It isn't really important, and I'm not comfortable talking about this. So I guess I should ask about his family, right? Just my mom. She's probably worried I'm not home right now. She did tell me about his commissions and I have some insurance problems. That's got nothing to do with any of this. You live with your mother? Yes, I do. She's sick, so I take care of her. Medical bills must be expensive. I don't want to talk about it. Where are you employed? At the mall. I work as a security guard. I assume you're at work at the shop front? Well, no, actually, I was just passing there. I'm posted 2 floors down. I should ask him if he's living in the city. In the slums, yes, where it's cheap. Any family I should know of? None in the country. And back home? Just poor farmers. My uncle works at a department store. Do you send them money? When I can. So rarely. Where are you employed? Odd jobs. Nothing special. How'd you get into the country? Student visa. Now it's expired. You'll be speaking to immigration. I'm not going to contract immigration, but work with me here. Thank you. I will. Have you been in contact with the Libertarian Front? No, of course not. Only heard them from the news. What do you say they stand for? For the disillusioned fools that think violence might be salvation. It's not. It's not any culture that the planet is actually ready for. What do you think of them? They're what happens when a culture stream becomes a nightmare. Okay, so I think he's fine. I think he's literally just like some dude who was kind of being sus, right?
Yeah.
It says try to find out what's on Daniel's mind. Are living in the city? Born and raised. Love this place. Have you heard about the Libertarian Front? Yeah, read something about them. What do you think it stands for? They're just anarchists. They stand for nothing. They stand for personal freedom, absolute form. Isn't that noble? Freedom's great, but those fuckers don't care about anyone's freedom. What do you think of them? They're a bunch of murderous psychos. Okay. Have you heard of the Libertarian Front? They're the terrorist group, right? What do you think it stands for? Oh. Personal freedom, absolute form of it. Freedom's great, but it's obvious that they don't care about it. What do you think of them? They're awful, right? She doesn't really seem to care.
She doesn't know.
Any family I should know of? Other than my fiance, my dad, and my sister? No. Is your dad as well? Just fine, sure. Is your sister as pretty as you? I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. Where are you employed? As a freelance interior decorator. I don't think he knows where the bomb is, though. I think he knows where the fucking bomb is, honestly. You're a former soldier. Yes, I used to be with the Marine Corps. I like cops, except they didn't do anything useful in a typical day. Did you work with explosives in the military? Yeah, C4 grenades, basic training. Why aren't you on active duty anymore? I had to be pulled out. I couldn't be away from home anymore. I think I'm gonna fail this. Fuck it, where's the bomb? Don't know. Shit. What do I do? Well, I'm dead already, so... Yeah, I ran out of time. God damn it. Retry it. So I probably don't need to waste too much time talking to the last dude, because I don't even think he's in this at all, right? There's a woman with you. So you know each other. What was she doing there? Go to you. I have some questions for you. Did it for your schooling? Change the subject, go back. Talked about the incident at the mall. Why are you and Milson up on that floor? He wanted to confess. Never got around to it. Do you and Dana know each other? Well, of course, we went to high school together. She told me she wanted to confess to her about something about this. It's really important. I'm not comfortable talking about this. I need to make him agreeable. Shit. Okay. Any other family? Told you, just my mom. Where are you employed? I found out that you're a former soldier. Why did you become a soldier? Why aren't you on active duty? Granddad, to begin with, what made you think it was notice? You kidding? You think I read these papers? I follow my guts all the time. That's what I'm talking about. Good work, soldier. You got a bad guy. Thank you. So, shit. About the woman you was with. What did you want to confess to her? That was nothing. I just wanted to ask you to lend me some money. So now what? He was gonna ask her... He was gonna ask her to lend some money, no? That led, like, nowhere. Maybe whatever, she's engaged, has a good life, don't want to mess that up. The one that got away, huh? She deserves a good life. I'm not going to mess with that. How do I get to where I need to go? Get Samantha to come to the exact spot where we knew a terrorist would be, away from your post. This might be some kind of coincidence. Maybe your intel was bad. Find sufficient away from your post off spot. I mean, he's panicking a lot. I'm confused about what I'm supposed to be doing. $55 bits. Thank you, other bits. Yay! As I'm sitting here struggling. Oh, shit, I got him. Okay, fuck, I know. Fuck, those shit sports me. Look, whatever they did, you know, murder. And there are dozens of lines on the bomb. Where's the bomb? Can't abandon her. They'll get to her. She's sick. If it's like a bear mine, I promise I'll make sure she's taken care of. I swear on my badge. She'll die. You won't really see her. Help.
I don't know.
Shit. I don't want to... Fine. They said they'd kill her. 5th floor. Shala's bits on the floor. 3rd dressing room on the right. Well, I had to threaten to fucking shoot him. In order to get him to say it. When the boss reached the device, we still had plenty of people to evacuate. We successfully disarmed the device in time, saving dozens of lives. Best seafood in town. Let's go. Oh. No? The news started coming in from all around the city. Oh, there was another fucking bomb? 2 other explosions happened close to the same time. Ours was set to go too. Dozens of casualties. Oh shit. Thanks for the hydrator too.
Hydrate bit.
Continuing. That's a nuke? It's not a nuke, it's a bomb. Continuing our investigation into the group known as the Libertarian Front, the Peace and Stability Special Unit apprehended and questioned several suspects identified the Libertarian Front online chat rooms. These suspects have been linked to potential terrorist activity and planning targeted civilians by detonating explosives at the mall. Daniel Wilson, a male 27 security guard, has confessed to his involvement and has been arrested awaiting prosecution. At this point, we're under the assumption that he was working alone. He was working alone. A former Marine criminal acts promoted by severe PTSD and mental trauma, blackmail and threats made against his family by the front. At the time of his arrest, we are not aware of other potential bombs. We were not aware. We were tracking down other potential bombs to be placed. We are doing everything possible to neutralize the threats that may be active at this time. That's public to remain calm, avoid public cases, informants has been remain calm. Right?
Yeah. People are still gonna freak out.
True.
You know.
Is this too specific? I mean, they knew about it because we literally fucking like. It's not like, oh well, like they have this specific plan. They already knew about it, right? A potential terrorist activity. But like, we already
potential terrorist activity.
Too much. He was working alone, or he was working part of a larger terrorist cell. This would put in fear that there's more out there planning to do the same shit. So probably he was working alone. Yeah, let's go for it. Jeez. Sorry, boss. Why are you apologizing? It's not like it's your fault or ours. I know, it's just... I feel like we're somehow responsible. Well, we are the department charged with stopping the people who did these very acts. So we certainly have some responsibility, if not all of it. We're trying to stop murders. That doesn't make us responsible for the murders. Let's do better from here on out. Good evening, everyone. We need the room, please. I have something here from the City Hall to talk to you. Greetings, Detective. My name is Tristan Miller. I assist Mayor Patel. I've been discussing things with the Chief for a few hours, but I want to directly address with you, too. These tests, obviously, don't look for good for any of us. We're relying on your task force to end what is surely the greatest threat to the city, this Libertarian Front. Can we count on your team to achieve this? To make the city... Yes, it will be shut down. We'll do our best. We don't know how deep the network runs can offer any... It will be shut down. Find the bastards doing this as soon as possible. We'll do our best. I hope it's enough. Okay, so we can... Scholar of Anatomy. Ooh. Oh. No. You have mastered the Krull... Okay, no. Known pacifist, speed, demon profile. I think profile might be easy. Nice to have. So I'm gonna do that. I'm still like shocked at how they fucking failed because they all had like 85, 95%, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
So I'm gonna get the HR report again. PR assistance might be helpful. Let's maybe do some team building that would work. Therapy. Let's continue. Sorry I fired on fire. I've been holding it. Wait, what? Oh. I feel like my game devs are jaded. Oh my lord. Hey boss. I'm gonna meet the others at Hennigan's. Try to get our minds off this craziness for a couple hours before it starts again tomorrow. Wanna join? Sure. Lead the way. Libertarian. Yeah. Later that night. No way, Louis the 16th was a victim. He had an uncle named Louis. There's nothing royal about that man. I'm just saying who has got between precious and nobility and I'm sticking to my picks. Kiss MLK, Mary Lionheart, kill Louis 16th, definitely. Well, I'm confident Rachel will make many, many Murderous Crusader babies. Murderous Crusader babies has a ring to it. Boss's turn. Let's see, Kiss, Mary, kill, Lincoln, Gandhi, Thatcher. Yes, and Margaret Thatcher. I don't know who Margaret Thatcher is.
You don't?
No.
Ding dong, the wicked bitch is fucking dead.
So she's an actor?
Politician?
Huh?
Okay. I think she's a politician in the UK. All I know is that she's finally fucking dead.
Well, shit. Well, then I guess I'll kiss Lincoln. Marry Gandhi. And then first to kill Thatcher and never approved her policies. Next round's on me. We're back from looking into one of the explosions. Office building, triggered after hours. Still 8 dead and 20 in the hospital. No relevant witnesses off the bat. We've spoken to the explosive forensics and it's like this. The big room took place on the 13th floor. A large quantity of explosive material would have been required. That floor was closed and populated. It's set to be refurbished in the coming months. We're going to head out again, canvass for any witnesses, see if we can find any surveillance. Former British Prime Minister. Okay. Things are not looking good. We're receiving actual complaints from the general public about your leadership of the unit. Get your act together. Spur down by the front. Who else knows what these people might be doing? That is all. I got one of them. People hate us. We managed to find enough residue to determine some sort of bonds extract components features. The chief called in to say they appreciate the balance books we keep. The stranger said there's no charge we can bring as we can't show any criminal intent. We did manage to guilt trip them into a small donation for our apartment, though. So we have some good news and some bad news. Good news is that they had elevator cameras. They said to take pictures after each press of a button. There seems to have been a single press to go to the 13th floor. Bad news is that they weren't stored digitally, but printed. Crazy old school security manager. And the picture corresponding to the button press we interviewed was missing, of course. Foul play, likely. But after several hours of trash digging, pardon if I smell, I was able to track down these scraps. I brought them with me. Oh god, okay. Let's play puzzles, shall we? Let me guess, I'm gonna have to interrogate 3 people again.
Probably.
It's certainly looking like I will. So one of those 3 were going to the 13th floor. They're clearly a shitty group, but they allow themselves to be taken alive. These are who we're looking for. Bring them in to me. We've tracked down the people in the picture. We brought them in. We have the interrogation rooms. We have a sales specialist working in the building, a priest that runs the Humanitas charity, and their assistant prodigy. The files are ready. The Libertarian Front was larger than we anticipated, involving simultaneous bomb operations across the city. Despite our best efforts, we were unable to track down all of them. One of these explosions happened in a large downtown office building, close to the end of the working hours. Although the casualty reports are still being compiled, estimates hint at dozens of dead, missing, or wounded. The explosives forensic team claims a short radio wave signal was used to detonate the bomb, and it was expertly placed on the 13th floor of the building. The floor was being renovated from the past few months and has been empty at the time of the explosion. Unfortunately, due to constructive work, the CCTV system on the floor was not operational. By sifting through the records of the elevator cameras, we managed to identify 3 people who briefly stayed on the 13th floor on the day of the explosion. These people are currently in our strongest leads from it and might provide further insights. They have voluntarily consented to being questioned. Meg Clark is an employee of Giroshiba Inc., an electronics retailer that rented the 3 floors below the one where the explosive was placed. She has no criminal record, and her performance reports she's hardworking, can I swim at the time. Free access to the building and ample opportunity to go to the set up the explosive. At the very least, she might provide useful information about co-workers and other people in the elevator about events during the day after the leads. I've not been able to dig up about Nawak's past. He has several name changes throughout the years, and his most recent medical records suspect that he's suffering of a form of schizophrenia. For the past year, Alex Nawak has been receiving care and medication from the Humanitas, a charity formed by Gabriel Adams. His mental instability makes him a possible suspect, and his association with the Adams might have allowed him access to the 13th floor. A well-known receptionist and local priest, Gabriel Adams, has been preaching in the city for the last years. Most recently, he's founded Humanitas, a Christian charity focused on helping people with disabilities, special needs, and reintegrating them into society. Humanitas has great success and has received donations and funding from several high-profile philanthropists. Incidentally, the 13th floor is where the future headquarters of the expanding charity would have been located. Adams has unrestricted access to the building, so he cannot be ruled out from the... I think we already know who the game's trying to point us towards. But we'll see what actually happens. Bring him in. Hello, Mrs. Clark. Thank you for agreeing to answer a few questions. No problem. Questions about what? We have a few questions about the explosion in the office building you worked in. It was quite the tragedy. Not what happened. What happened, I mean, not the questions. I'd like to talk about some other people. Such as? Was there no one else on the 13th floor with you? Nobody I knew, just some priest and some guy looking around. Thank you for agreeing to answer some questions. You're welcome. If you cooperate, you'll be out in no time. I think your input will be very if we take pills, crazy. I think your input will be very useful in our investigation. Thinking is important, just in irregular amounts. Thank you for coming in. Please call me Father Gabriel, just Gabriel. How can I help you? Just some questions to help us clarify some elements of this bombing situation, nothing too hard. What a terrible tragedy this was. I'll do everything we can. God forgive those souls. I understand you're the clear leader of a charity, Humanitas. I'm glad you've heard of us. The support we've received has been a blessing. Of course, who better to lead charitable efforts than a priest? I'm glad someone's trying to make this mess of a city better. Of course, who better to lead charitable efforts? Charity is a virtue. When our affections are perfectly ordered, it unites us with God. Through it, we love Him. What does your charity do? We try to help those struck by misfortune and put them in a path of self-improvement. How did Alex get in contact with your charity? Well, it's actually a funny story. We were doing an outreach effort in a poor neighborhood, effectively a large and free budget buffet. Alex came with us with a boot in a pot, saying that he also wanted to help. With a boot in a pot? His warm soul fought his inner demons even then, before receiving any support. Types of help? Well, anything that they might require. We have a very case-by-case approach where we truly help individual rather than having ineffective programs that target the masses without actually making a meaningful change, as any pastor does for it to his flock. What's your role in this charity? I'm the chairman, the main spokesman. I do my best to promote the charity's value to the outside world. Who are your main donors? Our donors are anonymous, as I'm sure you understand. I'm sorry. Questions about some other people. Was anyone else on the floor with you? No, the workers were not there that day. Alex was with me. Oh, and there was this woman there smoking in the lobby. Let's talk about Alex. He's such a special boy, and he's come so far. What are your impressions of him after you spent time together? Officer, if you could imagine but a fraction of what he's been through, you would admire him as much as I do. What did he do on the 13th floor? I don't think he did anything. He just waited for me in the lobby. Actually, let's talk about this woman. I doubt she had anything to do with any of this. What impression did she give you? She seemed bored with her job, officer, or tired of it, sneaking away to smoke on an empty floor. So juvenile. Did you talk about anything with her in the elevator? Just the usual small talk, nothing remarkable. What did she do? She sat in a box in the lobby and smoked a cigarette. Her eyes into those Satan windows that's what friends are. I have some questions about the explosion. I'm afraid I wasn't anywhere near when it happened, so I know very little. Where were you? I was in my car with Alex. Someone called to tell me about the tragedy. Did anyone you know get hurt? I had previously met with some executive that works there. I pray they are safe. Do you have any idea why someone would choose that building? It's not for us to question why these terrible tragedies happen. God will smite those who wickedness harmed innocent souls. I'm afraid I'm no chemist. Perhaps they were used by those renovating the floors. I'm assuming by this point you know about the Libertarian Front. Their only redeeming quality is their conviction. So sad it is so misplaced. Do you know what they stand for? Politics, as I understand. They stand for personal freedom. Personal freedom is important to reach one's full potential, but people today are using freedom as an excuse to wrong themselves without moral consequences. What is your opinion on that? I think they sound good on paper, but I don't think they even bother with the paper they wrote them on. Their aggressive means of pushing their agenda. It shows no conviction, a rare trait. It shows conviction, a rare trait nowadays. If only they understood that you can only reach people's hearts through words. Okay, Alex. Some questions about some people. Questioning people, questions about people. You really are a people's person. Was there anyone else on the 3rd floor? Yeah, there could have been hundreds of people there. I didn't see any, though. I have questions about Father Gabriel. Yes, what about him? What's your opinion of him? If he isn't an angel, God should hire him ASAP. He's a really nice dude. Did you talk to him in the elevator? Yes, he said he was doing God's work through his new headquarters for Humanitas we wanted to open. Well, it's longer than that, but that was the gist of it. What did he do on the 13th floor? He said he had to inspect the refurbishing process, so he went around, you know, inspecting. Some questions about the woman. You know, I don't think it's legal that she was smoking indoors. What impression did she leave behind? I don't like smokers. Did you talk to her on the elevator? No, I'm sure of that. I made sure to look if her mouth was moving. What did she do? Just sat somewhere and polluted the place with her stupid smoke. It's how the universe began. Oh, not that one. How do you ask? Where were you there? In the car. I heard about the, on the radio. Father Gabriel says he received a call. Maybe he got a call? I heard it on the radio. Do you know why anyone might have chosen that specific building? Because of the poor structural design? How do you know about it had poor structural design? That's what the architect said when he was talking to Father Gabriel about redoing the floor for Humanitas. You know about structural integrity? Yeah, I've been thinking about it since the explosion. Makes sense, doesn't it? You're onto something, but who might be part of this conspiracy? It has to be someone with access, motive, and possible delusions of power. Someone really should get a team to investigate this. Did anyone you know get hurt? No, they missed us this time. Bad coordination on their part. You think they were targeting you specifically? Yeah, they're after me. They fucked up their timing. By not much. Half an hour earlier, and I'd be toast. Why would someone want you dead? That's the part I'm still trying to figure out, man. Why would anyone want Father Gabriel dead? Yeah, that makes no sense. Kill him and he goes to heaven, so he's covered, right? I have made up your mind about your theory. Really? Awesome! I knew I was talking to the right person. Should I spur on the schizophrenic delusion of everyone's after him? Or should I say, I don't think they're after you, but they're gonna hurt somebody else?
Spurring him on might get him to talk more.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because he's gonna think you're on his side, so he's gonna share shit with
Don't
you.
worry about me. I'll keep my eyes open. Well, he didn't get more willing, but his heart rate went up.
He's more nervous.
Why, though? Do you know these? That's a nice string of words. Sounds like a thing that you should ask a hardware shop about, though. You know about the Libertarian Front? No. Who's that? They're the people who put up the bomb, Alex. Oh, them. I know them. Right. Do you know what they stand for? I think they do most of their work sitting down. They stand for absolute freedom. Absolute form of it. I too wish to be free. To be allowed to be what I wish on the basis of wanting to be, which I am to be free. Okay, what? What do you think about the ideas they're pushing for? I don't think anything. I don't believe they do much of it either. How do you feel about their aggressive means of pushing agenda? Man, I really don't want to think about that. Screw that. Alex, we have a video of you taking the elevator to the place where the bomb was placed. I'm glad the drones are still working. I just need your help understanding what went on there. I'm relaxed. Maybe you should relax. I'm here to help you understand. So he is okay. So let's go back to you. I have a few more personal questions. Where are you from, Father Gabriel? I worked as a missionary for a long time. Home is concept, and I'm getting accustomed with it. How long have you been preaching here in town? 6 years now. How the time flies. Any family we should notify that you're with us? I already told you, my wife. I'll be late home tonight. It's fine. Thank you for the thought. What's your view on religion, Father? It's the ultimate human virtue. Our ability to worship is what elevates us from the cattle. What made you turn to religion? I'm sure that you, of all people, understand the wickedness of humans are capable of. It hides inside all of us. Only through God's grace can the worthy few be saved. Do you try to convert those in your charity? Any soul deserves salvation. It is not by us that is not by chance that they come to us. Are you sure you wouldn't want us to contact your wife? Don't worry, officer, but thank you for your consideration. Okay, I have some questions about your charity. Okay, never mind, we already talked about that. We have a video of you going to the elevator. The bomb was in our future headquarters? Who would target a charity? Absolutely, I'll try to remember any relevant detail. Why did you stop on the 13th floor? I was there to inspect if the renovations were on schedule. There are a few delays in the past. Was anyone else on that floor? No, the workers doing the refurbishing were not there that day. Did you see anything out of the ordinary? I'm sorry, but no, I spotted nothing out of the ordinary. Who were you with in the elevator? Asked with me and a woman. She was probably working in the building. And what did you do while you were on that floor? I assessed the statuses of the renovations for the future offices, officer. I wasn't there for very long. There was very little to look at. Let's talk about this priest. What impression did he give you? He seemed nice. I mean, dignified and all that. He had a nice voice too. Very soothing. Did you talk about anything? Not really. I mean, other than like he talked some. He gave me a little speech about how smoking kills you. Why did you stop on the 3rd floor? Yeah, we all did. I mean, we didn't plan on it. It just happened. Let's talk about this other guy. What impression did he give you? He seemed really sad. He looked like the priest all the time, like a puppy would. Did you talk to him about anything? Not really. I just got him telling the priest I hope they like me or something like that. Broke my heart for all of 5 seconds. Did he also stop on the 30th floor? Yeah, I told you he did. He stopped there with his priest buddy. We have a video of you taking a... Huh? They said the terrorist wasn't targeting our company specifically. Oh, you mean the 13th floor. I hope this you could help us understand what happened. Well, I didn't see much. I mean, there wasn't much to see, you know? Why did you go to the 13th floor? It's always free. Barely anyone there. Calm and quiet. What did you do while you were there? I just sat somewhere and smoked a bit. I mean, it's a quiet place, you know? What usually goes on that floor? Nothing. For some construction work sometimes. It's being renovated. No one was working there. Who are the people who were in the elevator? I don't know. I mean, I don't know them. It's just some priest and some guy. See anyone else there? No, really. I mean, other than the 2 guys that were in the elevator with me. They stopped there, too. No. I mean, I wasn't really looking, and nothing grabbed my attention. Nothing good to smoke? Well, not very often. Question about the explosion. Where were you when it happened? I was on my way home, headed for the subway. You must have known people affected by the explosion. How are you holding up? I'm fine. Still processing a lot of this, but I'll be fine. If at any point you feel overwhelmed when thinking about the people affected by a explosion, let me know. I'm fine. Do you have any idea why someone would choose that specific building? No, it really doesn't make sense. I mean, there were many people in there. Maybe that's why? Do you have any witnesses who can corroborate what you would do? What? No. I was walking alone. I mean, there could have been some subway footage by finding that it's your job, not mine. Contained this stuff? It sounds like dangerous chemicals. I have no idea what they do. Look, I'm trying to help you as much as I can, but I really don't know much about them. Do you know what they stand for? Stand for? Like anti-establishment, right? Personal freedom, absolute form of it. Well, if it includes the freedom to blow things up, then no, not too noble. What do you think of their opinion? Sounds like excuses to do evil to me. How do you think of them? Angry. Scared. So she's pretty scared, he's pretty agreeable, and he's also kind of scared. Why are they so scared?
Well, they're in a building with a bomb and almost died.
Yeah, but it says they're scared of me.
Oh.
I might take a hint. Alex Nowak hasn't been giving any concrete answers. Attempt to confront him about this. Confront him? It wants me to confront him? Okay. Emotions are the devil's gateway. Lock them up, chain them, and chain your demons, Alex. The nanobots have reached your brain by this point. You have no choice but to comply. Oh my god. We are both the recipients and generators of guilt. This cycle cannot be broken.
Look at the time.
What time? Right now?
Yeah.
5:53? Oh. Hold on.
So you know.
All good. Some more questions about you. You. 13th floor, they mutter. It is now a graveyard for those that cannot be saved. We should have tried harder. Fuck them. They don't deserve mercy. Why do you think they don't deserve to be saved? We deserve nothing, and so the word of God is a boon of mercy. Our wickedness will be cleansed. How could you have tried harder? Smile. Smile them, show how strong you are. We are born in sin, Alex. We breathe it, we drink it, we fuck it. The world is tainted. Let's go home, Alex. Free will and destiny are not mutually exclusive. We will do what we must because we choose to. What did you choose to do, Alex? The man should give you 3 gallons. Make sure it says nitromethylene on them. Bring them over, but don't shake them too hard. You won't meet others for a coincidence. Father Gabriel, that nice lady on the elevator, there has to be a reason for it. Father Gabriel told me I could choose to be strong, but also that God has a place for me in his plan. Thoughts like this keep me going, going, going. I left a piece of me behind. It died there. Even the devil unknowingly does God's work. Many strong, independent voices, each demanding attention, but they all want something new. If you believe in something good, you should do everything for it. Should you even hurt people? No, but you have to fight the good fight, and the evildoers will get in your way to stop and try and stop you. What do you think they want? Father Gabriel says the flood was good because it came from God. The new flood will be his will. You are not yet ready to become a full member of Humanitas, Alex. Not yet. Can I not ask him about the thing?
I don't know. Seems like he planted the bomb though.
Father, why was Alex buying nitromethane? What? Did he tell you that? He told me many things. We'll get to them. Please answer the question. It was for my hobby. I build airplane models and make my own fuel. Why send Alex to pick it up for you? Send Alex to... I don't remember. I might have been done that sometimes. I must have been busy. Should I ask Alex about any other errands he's doing for you? Don't stress the poor boy. He does a lot for Humanitas. You understand. Better if you don't push him too hard. Why do you, never mention that? Are you part of any club? No, I just do it in my spare time. I very rarely get the chance these days. Think of yourself before thinking of other people. So I can't ask him about other people anymore. He believes about to face a new biblical flood. Looking around at how things are going, what do you think? Just so, officer, the devil has taken deep roots, but not to lose hope. God will extend us a helping hand and a fresh start. No, of course not. This is metaphorical. A cosmic chain of events that will wipe out the entrenched corruption, whatever it is followed. Thank God the signs are there. They won't be long now. The few chosen ones must prepare the grounds for the rebirth. Ah, what with the God of God reaches a virtuous world? Uh-huh. Look around at her. So it's time to confront him. Okay. Officer, please do not jump to rash conclusions. Do you accuse of terrorism an individual who purchases flammable materials and has the misfortune of being in your presence? I am a man of God. I have dedicated my life to saving people. How could you think I would be capable of such an act? I have on record claiming the apocalypse is coming, as well as other extremist views. I also have you confessing to ordering the purchase of extremely flammable materials, claiming that they are for a hobby that you cannot prove you have. On top of all this, you have evidence that you are inquired particularly into the structural integrity of the building, and that is only what I got from you and Alex up until now. It's not the apocalypse, it's the new flood. Another chance to get things right, to do things properly this time. Alex also told me about your troubling view that we're all damned and undeserving. How long until I get even more out of him? You planted the bomb. You want to bring this new flood yourself. Confess, priest. It's over. It's what a good Christian would do. For his soul as well as yours. And for his neighbor, for Alex. You might think you can stop it, you unwitting agent of Satan, but it's unavoidable. Our children will walk in the kingdom of God after the flood cleanses the souls of the wicked. Cool. After this, we'll head out. Peace and Stability Union has been conducting investigations regarding the tragic terrorist attacks that took place several days ago. We now have a solid list of suspects. Our still tracking possible leads have a solid list of subs. Let's say we have a solid list of suspects, right? Inspire confidence in us. In regards to the explosion that targeted the downtown Springs office building, our team was able to determine the exact nature of the bomb as well as its precise placement. Brought in for questioning. And arrested and brought in for questioning 3 potential suspects identified through one scene CCTV who had access to the floor, who were involved in the bomb and had access to the floor. The questioning has resulted in the confession of an arrest of Gabriel Adams, a 38-year-old priest, cult leader, social activist. Let's say social activist, right? He is a priest, but then that would say that we're like saying fuck you religion, right?
Yeah, but he is a priest. Like, you're literally going over.
He is aided in this by Alec Nowak, a troubled young man enrolled in Humanitas care system. Due to circumstances, he will not be charged while placed into a mental facility after further questioning. While charged with conspiracy, will be questioned further, then released. Let's say mental facility. Let's go with that. Sure. That sounds fine, right?
Yeah.
Great job, boss. Now we have the Adams and the poor Nowak. We should get to grilling them. Which of us do you want to Nowak? Jennifer. Jennifer's better with people, right? Or is it Morty who's better with people? Jennifer, you take it. And on Gabriel? Morty. So you are going to...
Go home early. Rate of success 100%.
It's like, I'd hope so?
Same.
I guess let's enlist this guy's aid, or try to.
Yeah.
She has like a 90% acceptance rate with... so let's do this one. Let's do... We're still pigs right now, but hopefully it should get better.
Let's hope.
Does it save? Countless hours of grilling items and I have nothing. Well, I bring good news. It was a long questioning, but I've managed to gather an extensive list of descriptions and partial names from Nawak. Each is a potential hit or a dud. We have to start digging out to the list. There's a full name here, Helene Kufos. I'll see if I can track her down. Greetings. In the light of some of the recent developments, it's occurred to me that there is some personal aspect best exposed for the record. It has to do with my background. I want you to know that during college I was a part of a group that subscribed to an anti-authority political outlook. We did some grey hat activism, revealed some dirt on politicians. We made sure that everything they did were technically legal, even though they were not necessarily moral, as I can see now looking back. Evidently, I hold none of those views today. Consider passing mood, thank you. It is. Believe it. Keep away from the anarchist friends, at least until this. Let's keep focused on the tracks. I am very well. Yeah, our popularity is going up a bit. Okay, it doesn't look like it did, but it says it's going up, right? Kufos is extremely shady. She's been asking plenty of questions online about how the final BOP site, both online and offline. Even visits the sites for thinly veiled reasons. Clients of her yoga studio reported that she tried to interest him in an organization which wanted to make a new world. We have a strong suspicion that she might be on the chat room, even though it's gone quiet. So, I think we have a slam dunk invitation in front. Bring them in. Well, I've already sent a squad to bring her in. She seems absent from her regular locations for a few hours now. So it might be a while, but I have other good news. Kufus has a lot of contact with one Cassandra Higgs. Meeting Monkey Travers contract between the two spiked significantly before the attacks. So while we look for Kufus, I'll grab Morty and try to find Higgs. Okay, now you're gonna give me a bunch of dialogue? Someone's here to see you. Joseph Ward, more than 2 decades ago, he's the lead, led his team sort of like ours against the Burgundy riots. Greetings. Meeting rooms ready for you. Okay, we're gonna. It's gonna keep fucking going at this point, okay? So, you guys know how it works. Everything's in my about me, so check that stuff out if you're interested in anything, okay? Oh yeah, and I have a Discord. This is the Discord. Also, hydration. But I hope you guys had fun. I had fun with this game. I think it's fun. I think I'm gonna want to play more of this. So you know what? We're gonna go ahead and, you know what? Let's raid Dragon of Spades. Why don't we? So thank you guys for hanging out. We're gonna play Hush Hush tomorrow. God damn it, Rain. Alright guys. Raid Ray. I already typed the raid thing. I already typed the thing.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye! Woo-woo.